From using shaders to create this interactive floating jelly, to converting an image to pixel art in an instance, we present 5 cool projects and products you might find cool as a developer. Make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future videos like this. Number 1 is a journey into shaders. Shader is a program that runs in your GPU that takes pixel coordinates as input and color as output. It is very popular in video games and computer graphics because it's extremely fast. However, shaders are compact, low-level, memoryless, and stateless, which in practice just means that they're quite hard to program with. I've been wanting to look into shaders for a while, but I found it daunting to get started. But recently, I found this article called A Journey into Shaders by Antoine Meyerowitz, which explains things in a very understandable way using simple terms. In the article, there are also interactive codes embedded in it, so you can immediately play around with those variables to help your understanding. The article takes you through the basics of shaders, how to draw shapes with shaders, touching on some common functions like distance, step, and signed distance functions. He combines all the learnings to make a jelly-like object that floats around. Finally, he concludes the article by making this jelly interactive. This interaction is honestly so mesmerizing. It's so simple, but I couldn't stop myself playing around with this for several minutes. I think shaders are an important part of software engineering, and I'm happy to have read this article to get a glimpse of the power of shaders. If you're also interested in shaders, this article can serve you as a great starter to understand shaders. Number 2, Proton Mail. Today, the internet is a big part of our lives. With this comes great convenience, but our privacy is a big concern. Google products in particular are everywhere, from Google Maps, Gmail, and Google Search, while at the same time being a big threat to your privacy. There are many alternatives that are better for our privacy, and one of them is Proton Mail. Based in Switzerland, Proton is a company born out of a desire to build an internet that puts people over profit. They offer several products including Proton Mail, Proton Calendar, Proton Drive, and Proton Wallet. For me personally, Proton Mail stood out to me as the service I would get the most out of. Gmail is something I use every day, but most popular emails like Gmail, including Outlook and Yahoo, they scan the content of your emails to create a detailed profile on you and profit from your data. Furthermore, email trackers tell senders and advertisers what you read and click on, and they can follow you around the web. Proton Mail, on the other hand, protects your privacy by encrypting your email. This means that Proton cannot view the content of your emails, attachments, and only you have the access to your emails. Proton Mail protects you from these digital spies and prevents companies from monitoring you. Furthermore, it's free, ad-free, and open source. I would love to see Proton Mail get more popular. Number 3. Do you know RGB? Do you know RGB is a web app game created by Maxwell Little? The game is very simple. You are given a hex code and you have to pick the right color corresponding to the hex code. Then you get a score out of 20. I love games like this where it's super easy to understand but hard to master. I know that there are people who are quite good at associating colors with hex codes if they've been working on image or video editing for a while. So I'm curious if you guys can get high scores quite easily. When I first started playing, I got quite confused because the question box turns red if I got the question wrong and green if I got it right, but I was fully expecting it to turn to the correct color the code corresponds to. Just remembering how much it threw me off, this is a good reminder of how big of a difference a simple UI UX decision like this can make. Number 4, Oasis Terrarium. Oasis is a fully open source, mostly 3D printed smart terrarium project built by Justin Buchanan. Justin has created a website dedicated to this project with a thorough description of his process and the result. His smart aquarium has a LED lighting, built-in water tank, mister, fans, temperature and humidity sensor, Wi-Fi connectivity. The result looks so clean. Justin's website has everything you need to replicate his process exactly, including what you need to buy, where to buy them, how much it costs, 3D models for the parts that were 3D printed, thorough physical build instructions, and firmware installation. Plus the 3D models, the firmware, and everything are open source, so you can modify anything to your liking. Justin explains that this started as a project over COVID, and it's super impressive what he has achieved. And it's so cool to see the process he went through. I love to see the projects that were born out of pure passion, especially when they combine several disciplines. In this case, it's especially cool to see electronics, software engineering, data science, and architecture all coming together to build this beautiful final output. Number 5, Image to Pixel Art by GameTorch. GameTorch is a website where you can find 2D game assets and tools. On the website, you can find all these cool 2D art collections people have created. All these assets are under Creative Commons, which means that you are free to use them and incorporate them in your games freely from what I understand. I am so impressed by people's creativity, flawless execution, and willingness to share with others. The creator of GameTorch has also created a tool that creates pixel art from an image. Look at how cool it looks. Here they convert these images of weapons into pixel art. I imagine this would be something very useful and save a lot of time for those that are building 2D pixel art games and graphics. If you are into game development, I think this is something that you should check out. I actually tried to find the creator of the website, but I couldn't really find them. If anyone knows the creator, please comment below and I'll update the description. That's it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe so that you won't miss out on any future videos like this.